Hey, it's Ali over at Little Hill Homestead. If you guys bake a lot, like I do, you go through an enormous amount of flour. I decided that I don't want to spend money on it anymore. And so I switched over quite a while ago, and I wanted to make sure it worked in all my recipes before I shared it with you guys. But I now make my own bread flour, and it's really easy and it saves you a bunch. So I'm gonna show you guys. Well, I'm not gonna show you guys how I did it because I made a batch and forgot to record it, but I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I do it. So my tried and true go-to is the King Arthur unbleached bread flour. I swear by this stuff. I like the Dixie Lily. I think that one is pretty good too, but this is my tried and true. Um, so bread flour has a higher amount of gluten in it, which is what makes your bread spongier and more delicious. And so you need that gluten in it. If you're gluten sensitive, this is not the video for you by no means. But if you, like me, love to make bread, I go through some weeks, I go through about 10 pounds of flour making, because we make everything from scratch. All of our breads, our rolls, we make hoagie rolls, we make dinner rolls, we make cinnamon rolls, you name a bread, we make it from scratch. And this stuff, I was paying $6.49 a bag. Sometimes I could find it on sale, but for the most part, if you go to like Walmart, it's $5.99 to $6.49. That's kind of the range. So I'm going to do my calculations based off $6.49 because that's what I paid for this darn bag. I have since switched over. So I've always stored my bread flour in this container. I usually just dump 5 pounds in here, and then it sits just in my kitchen. But like I said, I go through this every single week. And I was getting tired of it. And I buy all-purpose flour in bulk from Sam's Club or Costco or all kinds of different places. So I decided that instead of having 2 buckets, I was just going to have my all-purpose, which I buy like this. Well, I don't buy it like this, but this is how I store my all-purpose flour. I buy 25 pounds at a time. Sometimes I buy 50 if I know I'm going to be doing a ton of baking Christmas time. But what I do is I have a 5-gallon bucket. I just got a sticker, I think at like Michael's probably. It's a chalk sticker. And I have a gamma lid on it. And these just spin off. They're airtight. And I have a boatload of flour in there with a cute little scoop I got at Dollar Tree. So that's how I store my all-purpose flour. We go through enough all-purpose flour to make it worth it, but I definitely go through bread flour significantly more. So what I decided to do is make my own. So what I do to make my own bread flour, basically the only difference between all-purpose flour and bread flour is the gluten, like I was talking about. All-purpose flour doesn't have as high of a gluten amount in it. So you guys know I love Azure Standard. I get quite a few things from them, but I got something called Vital Wheat Gluten. Let me bring it in close enough. I got a 27-ounce bag because honestly, this is probably all you're going to need for like a year. So this cost me $12.05 for this bag. To make, I don't know if it has the directions on here, but yeah, I mean, sort of, but I use different ones, so it's fine. But basically to make bread flour, I take 5 pounds of all-purpose flour and I put it into this container. And I add the Vital Wheat Gluten. That's it. You add this to your all-purpose flour and it makes bread flour. So what I do is I use 1 teaspoon of this for every cup of flour. So like when I do 5 pounds, there's 18 cups of flour in a 5-pound bag of flour. So then I just do 18 teaspoons of Vital Wheat Gluten. Well, in this bag, there are 162 teaspoons. So that is enough to make me, I should have done the math, like how long that would last me, but it's a lot. So you're paying 7 cents a teaspoon to make your own bread flour. So here are my fun numbers for you guys because you know I love to show you guys how to save money. So like I was saying, this was $12.05. My normal King Arthur bread flour, $6.49. So what I did is I gave you guys a Sam's Club comparison and a Kroger because not everybody has a Sam's Club membership. So let me start with Kroger. Kroger sells their brand of unbleached flour. I don't have a bag of it, but I have bought it many, many, many times. It's $2.69 for the 5-pound bag. It doesn't come in a bigger container quantity, like 10 pounds or anything like that. You have to buy 5 pounds at a time. I have loaded up my cart many a time. It's $2.69. And then to add your own gluten, vital wheat gluten to it, you're at $1.26 for the vital wheat gluten. That brings it to $3.95 to make your own 5 pounds bag of flour. If you're paying, like I said, how much did I say for this? $6.49. That's a savings of $2.54. So you're like, come on, y'all. That's pretty good. It's like, I don't know how much percent because I'm terrible at math. I barely passed it, but I do have a college degree, and thank God it's not in math. So the other thing, and this is what we actually do because we use so much of it, Sam's Club has 25 pounds of flour for $9.48. So what you're paying is $1.89 for your 5 pound bag of flour instead of the $2.69 like Kroger. So for the $1.89 plus the cost of the $1.26 for your vital wheat gluten, you are at $3.15 for your 5 pound bag. That is a savings of $3.34. So you're over 50% savings making it yourself. Do you know how easy it is to measure out? And plus, if you do the teaspoons to tablespoons and tablespoons to cups, you can easily just figure it out. And I have it somewhere written down, but mix it in here, give it a good whirl so that it's really, really incorporated. The other thing you can do, and I've done this many a time too, is if you don't have like containers all over the place or you're low on storage, just scoop out your all-purpose flour, keep your little baggie of vital wheat gluten. When you measure for your recipe, say it's 3 1/3 cups like my bread recipe is, I add 3 and a smidgen teaspoons, or just over a tablespoon, of my vital wheat gluten to make my bread flour when I put it in so I basically don't even mix it. I drop it right into my bread machine. So that is the easiest and cheapest way to make bread flour, you guys. Like, I love this one. I do. I have spent many, many dollars with companies to buy their bread flour. But like everybody else, my grocery bill is not getting any smaller. And part of making everything at home is breaking down things that you go, never thought about it. But yes, I can make my own baking powder. I can make my own bread flour. For that fact, and I don't ever use it, so I'm not going to give you guys a recipe, maybe eventually. If you need self-rising flour, I don't ever use it. So I actually don't even have a recipe that uses it. You can make your own using things that you probably have in your pantry already. So just don't give these companies your money when you could take 10 seconds to make it yourself, you guys. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. If you want the link to Azure Standard, it is below. If you don't know what Azure Standard is, you basically go onto their website and you order stuff. And then you pray to the Azure gods that it ships, because if they're low in stock or something like that, you don't always get it that month. So like, I know when this bag gets to a certain quantity, I will add more, or I'll add it to my cart in case it doesn't come that month. It gives me some time to get it. With Azure, though, you can pay shipping and they'll ship it to your house if it's a smaller item. Or they'll give you a week that it's going to be delivered. This date to this date, and you go meet the truck and you help unload it with a bunch of people from your community, and you get to know people. It's kind of a cool thing. You find out what they're buying and they ask about what you're buying, and then there's people that bring fresh eggs or honey or things like that. But my link below is for Azure Standard, and if you guys watch our videos, there are things on there that are not better priced. A lot of it is organic. They're in Oregon, but a lot of it is organic. A lot of it is really high quality. But there are things that I buy locally that I don't pay as much as I do on Azure. But things like vital wheat gluten, I can't find anywhere. So for $12, I bought it from them, and I got it with, I don't know, I've had it for like 6 months, and I've barely dented the bag. But start making your own bread flour, people. Like, just do it. Oh, by the way, let me throw in one more thing. If you guys are making whole wheat flour, you want whole wheat bread flour, which, Alexa, stop the timer. Sorry, working on another recipe behind me. If you guys want whole wheat bread flour, it's kind of hard to find around here. I actually have looked for it a couple times when I can't get it. And I now own a grain mill. I'm pointing to the table like you can see it. It's buried over there. And so I needed to learn how to make my own whole wheat bread flour. All you do is for each cup of flour, wheat flour, whole wheat flour, you add 2 teaspoons of this, because whole wheat flour is even lower in gluten than regular all-purpose flour. So for every cup, add 2 teaspoons of your vital wheat gluten. It works great. You guys, I have not had a problem, and we make all kinds of stuff. Like I said, I don't even know what all we make. I need to start adding more and more to the website for you guys, to the YouTube channel for you guys, because we make a lot of bread. Some days I'll have 2 and 3 breads going at the same time. But I'm like a micro bakery, except we don't sell it. We just consume it all. And it's delicious. Anyways, enough going on and on. Go visit Azure. This is Vital Wheat Gluten. If you don't get it from them, I'm sure you can get it on Amazon. It's definitely more expensive. But and then Sam's Club. That's the best flour that I can find. I do really like the flour from Costco as well. It comes with 2 10-pound bags. That one is an unbleached organic, and I do like that one as well. But for this video and for price comparisons, we went with the Sam's Club and the Kroger because let's be real, I buy it wherever I can get it when I need it, wherever I'm going to be. So there you go. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys make some bread flour. If you do, I love to hear that it turns out for you guys. I know I use it all the time, but you know, sometimes like people swear by a recipe and then you go to make it and you're like, that was horrid. If that happens, let me know, because maybe there's something that I'm doing when I'm making something that I'm going, oh, I forgot to add that step to the video or whatever, and I forget to tell you and rant over you guys. Just go make some bread flour. And then when you do, go make sandwich bread or hoagies or cinnamon rolls or something that's so delicious. And by the way, we have all those videos. So subscribe and go search around for our videos. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. The clicker didn't work, but here it will. It will this time. Thanks, guys.